Hello everyone and welcome back to the Global Gamers Invitational Tournament. This is Mac bringing you the game between Capoch, our green Protoss, and one of the better Zerg players out there right now, everyone's favorite, Baboom Prime. Don't be confused, this is actually CheckPrime himself playing here against Capoch on a guest account because it's hard to bring Asian players into North American servers, but this is how we get around it. They play on silly names like Baboom. So we'll see how these players do. Once again, big thank you to those sponsors bringing out two great names like Capoch and CheckPrime. iFixit, SCVs for the real world, Esports United, and the Handsome Nerd, all three generously donating. I do want to point out that the winner of this this series rather, will win a Handsome Nerd t-shirt, so that's the immediate reward, and of course the winner also gets to move on to the actual Global Gamers Invitational Tournament, the round of 16 where all the prizes are to be won. So the t-shirt's a bit of a booby prize, but quite frankly, making it all this way to the final 8 really deserves some sort of reward. So winning this series deserves at least a t-shirt, and whoever wins it will definitely have earned it. Capoch playing a forward wall-off position, as effective as up here, a little bit more exposed, but very, very helpful if you want to expand. We're seeing this more and more. Protoss players opting to match Zerg expansions by grabbing their own. It's a pretty solid strategy. Zerg players, meanwhile, opting for later and later expansions just because the 14 pool, 15 hatch really getting countered by 4 gates, Immortal Zealot pushes, and pretty much anything Terrans can throw at them. So this is very typical play. Second gateway, both second there I thought these were rallied further forward, but this is a 2-gate opening. Always a strong option against Zerg. And the Overlord is not going to see this construction. He is, you see, immediately telling his Overlord to go here. And there it is, the Chrono Boost. Zealot's on the way. He sees the second gateway. Meanwhile, a spawning pool is finished. No Zergling speed as of yet. He was saving up minerals, which to me suggests he was going for that hatchery. So that clutch timing on this Overlord may have saved CheckPrime the game. The first Zealot is on the way. And production, do we have Zealots? We have a Roach Warren, that is a good counter too, and 6 Zealots. So he's got to hold the line with his Queen and his 6 Zerglings, and once he has Roaches, he will be able to deal with this early aggression. So that scout, really unfortunate for Capoch, but just goes to show a good player like Check gets here, sees a pylon. When I see a pylon, I panic and look over here for proxies, but no, he just goes right down, sees those 2 gates, and quite calmly prepares for the inevitable attack. So 2 Zealots on the way, a 3rd shortly behind them, a 4th being trained, and a 5th. So here they are engaging 6 Zerglings, nowhere near enough for 2 Zealots, but they have a Queen in support. The Roach Warren is complete, 2 Roaches on the way, and Roaches, as you can see, I don't need larva to show you, Roaches very, very fast to come in, already half done. 3 Zealots are now inside, good wall off with the buildings, the Queen poking them a little bit to keep the Zealots off, and that delay is everything that CheckPrime needed. The Roaches are now out, and he has a great counter to Zealots. 3 Roaches can kill any number of Zealots if they don't have speed. And sure enough, there is the encounter. Capoch is out of here, full speed back to his base. 2 gateways, tons of Zealots, Cybercore on the way. Now it's Capoch who's on his heels. He needs Stalkers, and he needs them fast, or these Roaches are just going to do quite a number on them. There is the engagement. A few Lings going down from a quick turnaround by Capoch, splitting his Zealots, trying to get a surround. Some nice control there by Capoch. And he actually bought himself time to fall back. Interestingly enough, that little maneuver actually gained him some distance on those Roaches. Huge pile. He's chrono boosting Stalkers. He did a lot of sentries to wall off and keep those Roaches away. But it looks like neither player able to score a huge victory. Both players sort of deflected each other's plays, and no expansions going up. Still some nice control on these Roaches, trying to snipe any Zealot. You'll see no losses. Huge armies already. Quite large armies for this early in the game. And correspondingly very low worker counts, especially for CheckPrime. And that's one place where Capoch is better off, forcing his opponent to go heavy on the units. He's been able to produce probes relatively steadily, getting a 3rd and 4th gateway. So he's ready for a 4-gate transition. That 2-gate opening didn't really hurt him at all. Meanwhile, CheckPrime, he does have that gas, and he does have the Ling speed, but he's using it all on Roaches. No lair, no expansion, 13 drones. I can't miss this. The roaches are pressing in, going to try and take out these pylons. The army is forced to retreat. A lot is riding on this exchange. Stalkers are firing. One pylon goes down. In exchange, one roach goes down. The roach, nice micro, 4 hit points, gets away. The lings are in. The gateways are shut down. Only one reinforcing gateway. And there's the reinforcements from CheckPrime. 3 more roaches. All the zealots caught in a terrible crossfire. And Capoch is just torn apart. He had to hold on a few more minutes. Didn't quite do it. These roaches are inside the base. 2 gateways need to be producing units, and they are not. He's not even making them warp gates. There's the warp gates, but I think it's just too little too late. Another pylon going down. Huge losses from the Protoss player. He really needs to get a lot going right now. The probes drop the line. 2 more stalkers on the way, and so many probes going down, and a pylon. Lots of roaches and zidlings finally dropping. The probes desperately fusion cutting at the roaches, but another stalker, and it looks like CheckPrime is going to take this. You can see blue units just streaming across the bottom of the map, and meanwhile there is a proxy pylon snuck in here, and this is a case of just too little too late. The lings and roaches are firmly entrenched and are just going to take down stalkers and probes to their heart's content, and Capoch gonna have to call the GG here. Pretty close, almost held on, but very, very nice roach aggression. So roach pushes still work even though they're 2 supply. Way back in the day, everyone thought that 2 supply roaches couldn't do it, but they still can, especially against 2 gates. GG from Capoch. Well played by both players. CheckPrime takes game 1. We'll see what we do in game 2. Probably going to see something like Steps of War, something a Zerg player hates. So tune in and find out. Until then, have a good one.